G'day, welcome to Live Music Level Up, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the bane of every concert photographer's existence, and that is getting the autofocus to actually do what you want it to do. Basically, the default autofocus settings that your camera has, a lot of the time, especially if it's an older camera like my A7 II here, where the autofocus is not amazing, it's going to focus on crap that you don't care about. So you'll be taking a photo of the artist and then something will be in front, like a mic stand or something, or if you're taking a photo of the drummer and the cymbals are in the way, it's gonna try to focus on those things. Like it'll be like, oh, that's in the front, I'm gonna focus on that, and then screw you up. So basically, what we're gonna do in this episode is go through a couple of the workarounds. So I say a couple, it's basically just two that I can do, and then a third one if you've got a newer camera that's a bit better. First workaround is switching the camera to manual focus. So that means you'll have to turn the focus ring yourself, focus on the subject, and then take a photo. Not super good for moving targets, but if you are taking photos of someone like the drummer, it's actually kind of perfect. So you can focus on the drummer, and then as long as you don't move, they're just gonna stay in focus, put the shutter down, fire off a bunch of shots. You get amazing shots of the drummer, and they're gonna stay in focus. You're not gonna be focusing on their bloody cymbals, which happens quite a lot, sadly, if you use regular autofocus. The next method is to set up on your camera something called back button focus. And what that does is it takes focusing away from the shutter button. So your shutter no longer starts the autofocus. You assign the autofocus to a button on the back of your camera, hence back button focus. And when you press that button, that turns on the autofocus. When you stop pressing that button, the autofocus stops, but the camera stays focused at the exact position where you finished off. And then you press the shutter button after you've got your shot lined up. So this one is the one that I tend to use the most. Because my camera's autofocus is not great, what I like to do is I set a focus area in the center of my frame, which you can do quite easily with the different focus modes on your camera. And then basically what I can do is aim the center of my frame at what I want to be in focus, usually the artist or something high contrast like the guitar, just so it's a bit easier for it to lock on. Hold in the focus button, and then once they've got it in focus, I can then reframe and then take my shot. The next option is if you've got a slightly better camera, like a newer one, that's got a touch screen, you can pretty much just touch what you want it to focus on and then press the button. So this video is like, if you've got a new camera, you're sweet. You just boop, touch a button, done. Don't have this issue. But if it is a bit older and you're having that kind of issue, yeah, try these workarounds, see if that helps you. But yeah, cool. Take more photos, woo, yeah. You might be wondering, why is he wearing a beanie in the peak of Australian summer? It's because I need a haircut and this hides my shame. Yeah. Very badly need a haircut, like